Hey guys, Jessica Beck here with IELTS Energy TV. As you know, if you watched the previous video, we are now doing live Facebook classes. They're so fun, you guys. You are meeting me every Thursday at noon, Portland, Oregon time. That's PST, Pacific time, Thursdays, noon. Get into the All Ears English Facebook group. It is an open group. Anybody can join, get in there, and then you can ask me your questions in real time. So I hope to see you there. Now, one of the questions that was asked in a recent session was about this. He doesn't know why his listening score has gone down. The first time he took IELTS, his listening score was a 7. Good, great. The second time he took IELTS, his listening score was a 5.5. So I didn't have time to answer this in the Facebook Live session, so I'm answering it today because I think this is common. You guys. People take the test so many times. Sometimes their scores go down, and why? So today let's focus on why this might happen and how you can solve this so your scores don't go down on the listening exam. Okay, the first reason might be that this listening test was harder than usual. Okay, that does happen, you guys. It's really hard to make every test the same level. It's really hard. But IELTS does notice if there are more low scores than normal, so they will adjust the scores accordingly. However, it is possible that this was just a harder test, okay? Having said that, I don't think that would decrease by a whole band and a half, because that's a huge drop. So, number 2, perhaps the topics this time were unfamiliar. Maybe the first time he got lucky and he understood all the topics. He was like, he'd heard all these words before that they were throwing out in section 4. So it wasn't difficult. Maybe the topics this time were unfamiliar, unknown. He was uncomfortable. He couldn't follow them. There was unknown vocabulary. So guys, the best way to make sure this doesn't happen to you, that you are prepared for like any crazy IELTS topic that they're going to throw at you. Guys, you have to listen widely. First of all, start listening to stuff made for native speakers. Okay? Besides our podcast, IELTS Energy. That's an exception. Other than that, listen to podcasts, watch movies, TV, all of that made for native speakers. Okay? So, think about the topics: news, politics, pop culture, society, interview shows. Like, there's so many topics. Comedy, there's still so much to expose yourself to. And I recommend the NPR show Fresh Air. I've recommended that to you guys before because it's an interview show, tons of episodes, and they all have transcripts. So go to npr.org, search for Fresh Air. Also, get into some BBC shows, you guys. You need to be comfortable with a British accent. One of my favorite sort of detective crime shows from recent years is called Luther. It stars Idris Elba. It's fascinating, it's thrilling, it will hold your attention, it will motivate you to understand. You'll get to know these characters. As you get used to their accents, you will understand more and more. So remember, you need to be comfortable with the British accent as well. Okay, so get into a British show, you guys. IELTS practice doesn't have to be boring. It shouldn't be boring. Okay, now the third reason I thought of as to why his score decreased was maybe he didn't have the solid strategies to fall back on. Okay, so in our course, for example, 3 Keys IELTS, everything's boiled down into 3 simple steps. And perhaps, as I said, the first test he got kind of lucky. Stuff was familiar, it was a little bit easier for him. And then the second test, what if he's faced with unfamiliar words and unfamiliar ideas? It's easier to lose track, right? And then you end up missing a whole bunch of answers and you become deflated, and at some point you just give up. So guys, you need solid strategies to fall back on. In this case, of unfamiliarity, discomfort. You need to have a solid idea to save you. So, for example, like before you listen, you need to be underlining the keywords. They're all in order. As you listen, you need to be tracking those keywords, not just in the questions, okay? Everything, all the statements, underline the keywords. As you listen, you are tracking keywords because the answer is always next to the keywords, okay? And then in case you do miss an answer, you don't freak out. Fall back on your solid strategy. Track the key words. Okay, guys, if you are ready to get into our course and learn the complete strategies for every section of the IELTS exam, so even if you are nervous and anxious, you do have solid strategies to support you on exam day. Check us out now, allearsenglish.com/KEYS. And remember to join the All Ears English Facebook group and meet me on Facebook Live Thursdays, noon Pacific time. I live in Portland, Oregon. Check it out. All right, guys, have a good day and thanks for watching.